So we're going live now, and I want to be sure that you can hear me. So just kindly let me know if you can hear me. The idea of this is just to go live as often as I can to share a thought, and then we just move on for the day. So kindly let me know if you can hear me. Hold on a bit, let me adjust this a little bit and see how that works. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. I'm without my media team, obviously, so I'm just trying to do my best to make sure this is close to perfect. I'm still going to arrange this set more as time goes on. Yeah, feels like it's better. All right, so let's go. So I want to share with us a thought from Matthew chapter 5, verse 45. I'm going to start from verse 43 just for context. He says, "You have heard that it has been said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy." Jesus is talking. But then he says, "But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, and do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust." All right. So now it's very important that we understand what is happening here. Jesus is teaching on love. He says we should love our enemies and pray for those who spitefully use us. He says in doing so, we'll be like our Heavenly Father, who causes his rain to shine both on the just and on the unjust. And I think that's very profound. I don't think that you've ever had the experience where rain was falling and it only fell on your house. It didn't fall on your neighbor's house because they are pagans. But that has never happened. So when rain is falling, it falls both on the just and on the unjust. Another thing you must recognize is the economic implications of that. So if you and your neighbor were to be farmers, both of you will have more or less a level playing field. All right? And by your productivity, you can get a harvest. And you have to understand that the benevolence of God in this area is shown in an equal opportunity given to all men. So when we say that God blesses, I want to just start off by saying two things. First and foremost, I'm approaching this with all sense of humility. In fact, let me say I want to start a dialogue. I'm not even claiming to know all there is to know about this. I want to start a dialogue and just share some thoughts. All right. And I want to also unapologetically say that I believe that God blesses. I believe that God is concerned with the intricate parts of our lives, including our finances, and because he leads us, we can by his leading, all right, position ourselves to do well, even financially. So I believe that unapologetically. I'll be a liar not to say that I believe that God can indeed bless us in a material financial way. Because I have been a beneficiary of that dimension of God, I have to say. But what happens when by observation all our prayers, all our teachings are geared towards financial prosperity, consciously or unconsciously? Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, you are what you emphasize. You may say what you believe, like in your statement of faith as a church on your website, but what you really believe is what you truly emphasize. And the emphasis in the average Pentecostal church is almost always about money. And we just want to discuss the implications. And so I'm sharing from this verse. First and foremost, you have to understand that everybody has an equal playing field. even if supernaturally you can have an advantage, all right, like Isaac, you can sow in a time of famine and reap. That's a miracle. Never ever mistake a miracle for a principle. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I want to tell you categorically that primarily God's method for helping man, fend for himself is to create a system, a dependable system, a principle of sowing and reaping. And while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest will not cease. And even that has been bastardized, to suggest sowing a seed. I'm talking about applying yourself to work, to labor, putting a seed in the ground, or any other thing that represents productivity in your life. So, as someone who has seen the favor of God, predominantly, profit has come to me by applying myself to work. And God will not, by miracles, all right, undermine his principles. The principles are important. Whilst the earth remains, seed time and harvest will not cease. And almost nobody will get rich and stay rich just by the miraculous. And even if you consider David fighting Goliath miraculous, the fact that he won, that was not the last battle he had to face. And if you luckily kill Goliath, you will still be in trouble having to represent Israel against the Philistines. So even if all you knew was a sling, and to use the sling and a stone, you're going to have to learn something else. So eventually, David learned to use the sword. And this is the mistake many people make. We camp around the miraculous without engaging ourselves productively. And now this is the problem, and this is the conversation I want to have. When very intelligent people who by sheer hard work and applying themselves come around church and seeing us pray every day and night for things that they got by just mere mental exertion, two things can happen. It is either they believe they don't need God. I mean, these people are depending on God for something that my simple intelligence and hard work has produced. So I think it will have a negative effect. I'm not saying I think. I've talked to people, who have had this experience. Okay, what you're praying for, I got by just sheer interest and hard work and learning. Why do I need your God? Why do I need your God? So it can have that really, and this is serious. Let me tell you something. Everyone in the Bible, every good student of the Bible should bother about what people think. Jesus would say, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? So every one of us should be bothered about reputation, because it's a big deal. All right? When Paul was teaching about tongues and how it should be carried out, he said, if someone who doesn't know about spiritual things comes, will they not say you are mad? Meaning he cares about what people will say. All right? So, and now I'm saying that this is driving people away from church. It's driving people away from church because and it just won't happen. So these are the two things. And I think that in the Bible, I know that in the Bible, there is the balance of both ideas. The supernatural intervention of God, all right, amplifying our efforts, not in spite of the lack of, but the amplification of efforts. That's what it is. And that's what we must emphasize. encouraging people to go out there. Let me tell you this. When we see people who don't even believe in God building companies that are changing the world, shaping culture, and doing all this amazing stuff, and then we stay in our stained glass buildings praying all day. I believe in prayer. We pray 4 times a day in our church. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it stops there, we don't by prayer get life-changing ideas or something, or a directive from God, that can position us to be a contributor in our world. That's a problem, and we'll be encouraging laziness. So I don't know. I just want to say this for everyone who loves God out there. I'm glad that you pray and all of that. I want there to be a zeal in your heart, a zeal for contribution. Believe in what God has already deposited in you, the brain that He has given you, the fact that He has given you health, a healthy body, a healthy mind. Go out there, apply yourself, and then see what people are doing. And just challenge yourself. Refuse to be mediocre. All right? Sorry, things are just falling up and down here. Refuse to be mediocre. All right? And just think about how you can make the world better. This is the question I ask myself. If everyone in the world was like me, what will I enjoy and what will I suffer? So for instance, I'm using my phone to record. I'm benefiting from the curiosity of someone. Someone invented the phone. And someone took it a step further, invented the internet. Someone integrated the two technologies and birthed the smartphone. If everyone was like me, what will the world have? And what will the world not have? The reason this is important is because some people are just by nature consumers and not contributors. They are not curious about how life works and how to make it better. They want to consume what other people have created. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it is those kind of people who are always praying, bless me, bless me, bless me. But there is a dominion mandate. It has spiritual implications, but it also has natural, practical implications, to subdue the earth. Do that. Do that. When you see what people who don't even believe in God are doing, you have to remember that the dominion mandate was given to a spiritual man. It was given to a spiritual man. And so that should challenge you. Yes, you're prayerful, you're studious, but apply yourself to work. Apply yourself. The same thing in schools. Some people are praying for the Lord to give them area of concentration, or the Lord to turn their F grade to an A grade. Meanwhile, someone who doesn't believe in God in your class is acing all the. How about you just sit down, apply yourself to learning, get better. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. And I think that it's going to help people. Let me tell you this. I believe, I said this already, we are driving some people away from the church. We are. And we need to correct that as soon as possible. Anyway, thank you. I hope this blessed you. Just a thought, random thought. Get on with your day, and God bless you. Thank you very much. You know what? Before we continue, the internet was... audio. I promise you, as time goes on, I'll get better with the setup and everything. But I just want to be able to hear my ideas, no matter how imperfect it is. Alright, if this blessed you, please put it in the comments what you learned, your contributions, and all of that, and we'll take it from there. God bless you. See you next time.